Hey, welcome to the Insurance Buzz. This is your host, Michael Weaver. I'm so excited about today's episode. It's going to be all about gearing up for fall life so that you just crush it. And I mean, absolutely crush it. So before I get into this, let me start with saying, look, I'm not a huge fan of chasing promotions. I'm just not. Okay. I'm a big believer. Look, now promos are cool, incentivize, like I get it, but I'm a big fan of teaching consistency. Consistent. What you consistently do is what's going to happen in your agency. I mean, when you think about it, if your office just did 2 life insurance policies a week, every single week, that's more than 100 life policies a year. Many of you right now would be like, yeah, 100 policies a year, let's go. And that is an amazing year. Like 2 policies a week. And you, right now, you listening to this, you can do 2 life policies a week. Every single one of you can do 2 life policies a week. So I want to start off with that because I'm a big believer in daily, weekly, consistent processes. Processes that not only make a difference today in your agency, not only make a difference tomorrow, next week, this month, but also processes that make a difference 30 years from now. Processes that you can put in place, expectations that you can put in place that are just consistent, like a well-oiled machine. I always had a goal in agency, and this is every business I run, but to be so systematic. It's like McDonald's. It doesn't matter if you go to McDonald's in LA or you go to McDonald's in New York. That double cheeseburger is made the same way. It tastes the same every single time. And so that is going to be the first thing how I really want to start off this call is really get that consistent production down, those consistent activities, those consistent asks, those consistent quotes, those consistent pivots that equate to 2 life insurance policies a week, every single week as a team. All right. With that being said, if you're behind on the year, don't panic. Y'all got plenty of time. You have plenty of time. Do not panic. Financial services is literally the easiest thing to make up ground with. But you got to take action. And look, today's all about creating a plan, preparing, practicing kind of the 3 Ps. The 3 Ps are really, really important. Okay. So plan, prepare, and practice. But you can do all of that. And if you don't take action and massive intentional action, they're still just really good ideas. But I want to share a story with you. In 2016, that would have been my second full year of agency. So I started halfway through 2014. So 2016 would have been my second actual full calendar year in agency. And going into May, I remember this like it was yesterday because there was just a lot that happened in 2016. A product line got taken away that I really loved. I was a little demotivated. Even at that point in time, I was questioning whether agency was for me. I loved what I did, but it just I was in a funk to just be super transparent with you, and that funk obviously carried over into the production. We were still knocking it out of the park from a P&C standpoint, but the financial services just were not that good. I had 5. We literally had 5 life insurance policies going into May, and we're on time for like $13,000 in premium. So it was not good. It wasn't who we were. It's not what we were about. But the reason I share this story is because we got back to the basics. And ultimately that's what I'm going to be sharing today. That's what insurance is. It's always back to the basics. There's no one out there that's going to teach you anything earth shattering. There's no one out there that, if anyone out there is like, hey, come and do this, and you're going to see a drastic change, and you better probably just run the other way, because there's no magic bullets. There's no secret sauces. It's about being disciplined and consistent with the process. If you can just be disciplined every single day, you're going to do extremely well. So in sharing this story, we got back to the basics, and what the basics are is meeting with people. And so we got back in between literally June, July, and August, we were meeting with 2 people a day on average. So 2 customers a day. We increased our pivot activity, we increased our quoting activity, and we were meeting with folks. By the time September rolled around, we had over 70 issued life policies. So in 3 months, we had 70 issued life policies, and we're on time for 75,000 in paid premium that year. I share this story with you because I've talked to a lot of insurance professionals here lately, a lot of agents, and they seem a little down. Michael, I'm behind. I don't even know if I want to make a push. It's one of those things. I think I'm just going to hang it up for the year and wait on 2023. Please don't do that. Sometimes when you decide to pause and wait, I've watched this with many business owners over the years, many insurance professionals. Sometimes you can never crawl back out of that hole. Sometimes it's extremely, extremely hard to recover. And so I would really, really encourage you to give it your all. Dig into your why. Why do you do this? Not only why do you do this, but why is it important for the customer? And when you dig into that why, the why should be big enough to pull you out of whatever you're in. If the why was good enough to start, the why is good enough to keep on going. You know what I mean here? So I hope that story translates to you. I hope that it speaks to you if you're a little behind, and you can make up a lot of ground extremely fast. You just have to take massive action. So let's get into this. So I've shared the 3 P's with you. That's what I'm going to be going over today. The importance of planning, creating a plan. And then once you have a plan, preparing to execute the plan, and then obviously practicing, mastering your craft, mastering those conversations so you and your team are confident when having those conversations with customers. So the first thing with planning is, what list are you going to print? Okay, so what list are you going to print? Some of my favorite lists that you can make you can do some serious work with, and it's with your current customers, people that know you, people that like you, people that trust you. So homeowners, that's the first list that sticks out to me. Homeowners, because homeowners have mortgages. If someone owns a home, they typically have a family. Also, if somebody owns a home, that's their biggest asset besides themselves. And that asset needs to be protected. And if something happened to them or their spouse, it's really important that can be paid off, or have the options. Okay, life insurance is all about options, taking that financial burden, that financial stress off the table. The most recent statistic, I want to share this. Actually, let me get through the list, and I'm going to share this most recent statistic with you. So homeowners, I really like the 50 to 60-year-old list. I think those are fantastic, especially with what's currently going on in the world. Over the last 2 years, I think everybody's eyes are opened. I think that everyone understands that tomorrow is not guaranteed. Tomorrow is not promised. So really calling and having that conversation with those folks. Single autos. I think a single auto list. Anytime you have a single line product with your agency, you got a multi-line. Number one, it's great for the customer. Number two, it's great for retention. I'm not a big discount guy, but you're also going to be able to have a discount and probably get that policy for almost the same price as they're already paying. Your current life insurance customers, people that have life insurance, believe in life insurance. This is like the low-hanging fruit. These are people that literally have life insurance. They believe in life insurance. They have a plan. They know what it does for them. Look, things come up. Life changes. And so these are great people to follow up with, see how it's going. The other thing I'd tell you is create a hot leads list. So come up with some life events that you see people have. So this would be outside of your current customers, or it could be current customers, but folks you see on social media, for example. My 5 favorite life events to really make a note with and follow up on are folks that just got engaged, just got married, purchased a home, got pregnant, or just had a baby. Those are 5 life events of folks that you can make a list of and contact. The statistic I was going to share with you. So this is an updated statistic. So I'm real big into learning, trying to follow trends, market, money, all that good stuff, because it all relates back to the insurance industry. The most recent statistic is 78% of people right now are living paycheck to paycheck. 78% of people, that's almost 4 out of every 5 households you talk to. Not only that, okay, 48% of people have 0 retirement savings, is what this showed. That's pretty incredible. And it was like roughly, don't quote me on this, but I think like 35-ish% of people have less than $600 available to them. If like a $600 issue came up, 35-ish% wouldn't be able to afford it. And so this is why life insurance is so important, because if something happened to a spouse, the families are going to be in trouble, serious trouble. And you have the ability to change people's lives. You have a moral obligation to at least bring up life insurance to every customer you talk to. You literally have you have such a noble career. It is absolutely amazing. Like every single one of you that do this, it's such a noble profession. You have the ability to have a conversation with somebody that nobody else is having. And that's extremely powerful. All right. The other thing, what are your goals for appointments? So I just talked about Listaprint. What are your goals for appointments? All right. Either in person or virtual. Look, phone appointments, trash. For real, phone appointments are trash. The conversion ratio on phone appointments is terrible. So in person or virtual, what's your goal for appointments? Who in your office is in charge of what? Okay. Who in your office is in charge of what? And lastly, daily, weekly expectations. So who's in charge of what? And then daily, weekly expectations as far as pivots, as far as quotes. I mean, do you want to implement that every quote every time? Do you want to implement that every person in your office is responsible for 3 life insurance ask a day every single day in the month of September and Life Insurance Awareness Month? What is the plan? Okay. And once you have the plan, then you have to prepare on how to execute the plan. Y'all have been listening to me long enough to know that I'm a big fan of time blocks. I think time blocking is the best way to be intentional with your time, be efficient with your time, be intentional about your day so you run the day and the day doesn't run you. And so, look, you got 15-minute time blocks, you got 30-minute time blocks, you have 1 hour power hour time blocks, okay? What are you going to do in your office on a daily basis? What do those time blocks look like? What times are they going to be at? What person in your office is going to be doing the time block at that time? So you have to prepare, okay? Word tracks and sales conversations. What does that look like when you call a homeowner's, okay? When you call a customer that owns a home and you want to bring up life insurance, what does that conversation sound like? How about the 50 to 60-year-olds? Single auto. Like, what I don't want you to do is set your team up for failure. You are trying to set your team up for success. The only way you're going to be able to set them up for success is if they know how the conversation's supposed to flow. All right. So how you got to execute the plan. So first, scrub the list. All right. That's the very first thing. You need to scrub the list that you do. You need to get time blocks on the calendar. And then you need to practice the sales conversations, because it is a conversation. You are in the people business. So many people get all wild about, scripts and word tracks. And look, I'm in the, that's literally what I do for a living. We have success playbooks, we have word tracks, we have scripts. But what I always tell people is word tracks and scripts, it's literally an outline of success, but you have to be able to have a conversation with somebody. If you sound like a robot and you're just reading line by line, you're not doing it. You're not doing a good job for the customer. Your conversion is going to be so low compared to what it could be if you would just practice that conversation, understand the flow of the conversation, understand the process to where you understand, hey, we got to build rapport. And then we're gonna ask a disturbing complacency question. And then we're gonna ask a yes question. And then we're going to assume the sell. Okay. You have to understand the flow of a conversation, the questions to ask, things of that nature. But if you sound like a robot, if you sound scripted, people see right through that. So that's why you have to, leads me into the next thing. You have to practice. You have to practice your conversations because this is going to build confidence. This is going to make you comfortable. This is going to be able to give you confidence to where when you're having a conversation with a customer, you're not looking down at the script. You're intentional with the conversation. Folks are only interested in you if you are interested in them. You're supposed to be asking questions to listen, not asking questions to just respond. And so the better you are at the sales conversation, the more you practice with the peers, the more confident and comfortable you will be. This is how you're going to skill up. This is how you're going to master the conversation. This is how you're going to take your game to the next level. And remember, attention goes where energy flows. All right. So by you practicing the life insurance conversation every single day, I can promise you, you're automatically going to start bringing it up more in conversations. You're automatically going to start writing more life insurance, but you have to practice. Then it's time to take action. Because look, you can have the best plan. You can have the best plan of attack. You can do all the preparation in the world. You can do all the practicing in the world. I've seen this multiple times with sales associates. They practice and they practice and they practice. They sound great. They sound great when they practice. But then they don't implement. They don't take action. When they're actually on the phone with the customer or in front of a customer, it doesn't sound anything like the practice because they go back to the old habits. They go back to the old ways. So you have to take massive intentional action. You have to take the plan. You have to run with the plan. You have to be accountable and disciplined with the time blocks. You have to be disciplined with the conversation. You have to do it. Like Nike, just do it, man. And here's the thing, not only do you have a moral obligation to bring this up to a customer, but remember the customer, all they care about is what's in it for me. All right. What's in it for the customer? That's all the consumer wants to know. So you call them, you have an appointment with them, you build rapport with them, see how they're doing, and mean it, be genuine. What's going on in their life? And then you ask them some questions, some fact-finding questions, and you dig into those fact-finding questions to discover a problem. And then you offer a solution and assume the sale. That's what it's all about. All right. I hope this was beneficial. So gearing up for fall life. I hope every single one of you crush it. If you need help, we'd love to work with you, man. We have a really, really cool, we do a challenge, 30 Life in 5 Days challenge. We do it every September and in January. So every fall life and every January for Fast Start to start off the year hot. The challenge has been amazing. The last challenge we did, 84% of reporting participants produced more than 20 policies in just 5 days. A lot of them ended up with over 30. and the most policies ever done in a week were 43. And so it's a really fun challenge. Again, everything I talked about today, we do in that. Plus, you get the success playbook that has the word tracks, has the scripts. You get social media content that we're making for every single person. I believe it's going to be about 30 social media posts. It's going to be really awesome. And you get live training every single day of the challenge. It's a 2-week challenge. The first week is all about planning and preparing. The last week is all about massive intentional action. And we do live trainings every single day of that challenge. Plus, they're all recorded and you have the replayability in case you miss it. So if you have any interest in that or any questions, check it out. www.weaversa.com/30 in 5 challenge. All right. Other than that, my friends, I hope you got a lot out of this. Make it happen. Take action. So plan, prepare, practice, take massive action, go out, crush it, help your customers. They deserve it. Look, it's up to you. You have the ability to make sure that if someone doesn't come home to their family tomorrow, that they have a plan in place so that their family doesn't have to struggle financially. As always, my friends, time is the most valuable and important asset that we all have. I appreciate you spending a few minutes with me today. Now go out and make it great.